Hello and welcome my dear third standard little gems. I welcome you all once again in science lecture. My dear little gems, I hope that you are watching the videos nowadays regularly. I know that now after vacation it's hard for you to come back on the track, but I am bringing the revision lectures so that now in the upcoming internal test it will become helpful to you if you watch this explanation video. Further, if you have not even learned the answers and if you have just watched this explanation video, you will be able to make the answers on your own. So, I just request you all to watch the lecture properly, and I got this idea from many of the parents because many of the students were not having the textbooks. So, I got this idea to display the textbook on the screen so that those who are not having the textbook, even they can just revise the topic, the chapter in detail. So let's get started. Those who are having the textbook, I request them to have the textbook with them. As you know that in the previous lecture, we completed objective of chapter number 5 and then we just started chapter number 6, living thing and non-living things. So my dear students, those who are having the textbook, please open the textbook chapter number 6, living thing and non-living thing, because we are going to continue with the revision explanation of chapter number 6. So my dear students, this is the chapter number 6, living things and non-living things. I hope that you are also ready with your textbooks. So basically in the previous lecture we did a warm-up exercise with this picture, and then from the second page we understood what is the living thing, what are the features, like living things can move, grow, breathe, need food, feel changes and reproduce. So these are the things which living things does and non-living thing does not do that. So then further we saw that how the living things move, in which we saw that birds can move with their wings, fishes move with their fins, dogs and cats, human beings, they all walk with their legs. Human beings have 2 legs, dogs and cats and other animals like cow, buffalo, they have 4 legs. So every different living thing have the different way of moving. Further we saw that plants, trees, now plants and trees cannot move from one place to another place, though they are living things, but they can have the movement at the same place, and for which we even saw the example of mimosa plant. Mimosa plant, which is touch me not plant. Now if you touch that plant, the leaves of that plant closes itself automatically. So this is how sensitive it is and this is how movement it shows. Here it is shown how mimosa plants looks like. Now if I'll zoom in this picture, if you can see that if you will touch the leaves, it will close like this, otherwise it will become open like this, it will remain open like this, and the moment you will touch these leaves, it will close itself like this. So I hope that by this picture you can clearly understand how the mimosa leaves looks like and what is the movement of the plant. Some plants moves with the sunlight and different plant moves differently. Now though they cannot have the big movement from one place to another place, but still they have the movement. So this was one of the examples to show you how the movement is within the trees and the plants. Non-living things such as books, toys and chairs do not move on their own, they move only when someone moves them. Now this is also what we have already done in the previous lecture, in which they just have given a fun discussion that if trains and aeroplanes are moving from one place to another place, are they living things? No, they are not living things. Though trains and aeroplanes can move from one place to another place, still they are not living things because they move because of the human beings. We human beings drive, we human beings fly the aeroplane in the sky. Aeroplane automatically does not fly in the sky, isn't it so? So that is why though they move from one place to another place, Every vehicle moves from one place to another place, but it is only because of the human force and not automatically. So, this is what we discussed lastly in the previous lecture. Now, moving on to the next topic, living things grow. So, my dear students, I hope that now you are sitting with your book properly. As I just showed you the glimpse of what we have done in the previous lecture, now we are going to continue with the topic living things grow. So, how do the living things grow? Plants and animals grow with the time. Obviously, if you can see that this is the process of plant growing. First you sow the seed, slowly the roots start developing and slowly it becomes bigger and bigger. Then the leaves starts developing and the fruits are there. So, along with the upper body, along with the shoot part of the plant, the root plant also grows deeper and deeper. So, this is how the growth is shown clearly depicted in this picture. Whereas, we human beings grow like this as shown in this picture, right? First baby and then school going kid and then teenager and then the man. So, this is how this picture depicts the growth of a human being. So, not only plants and animals but also the human beings grow with the time mentally as well as physically. And here it is clearly written that non-living things do not grow at all. So, if you keep the pencil, will it grow automatically? No. Rather, it will become shorter as much as you will use it. So, non-living thing does not grow. Now, for an example, if you are holding a mobile phone, right? Will it grow in the size or shape or anything? No, it will remain as it is unless it will become damaged. So, non-living thing does not grow. The next topic is living things breathe. Now, my question is to you all, my dear students, do you breathe in and do you breathe out? Yes, you do, because you are the living thing, isn't it so? So, here the topic comes, living things breathe. We breathe in the oxygen. All living things need air to breathe. We breathe through our nose. Several other animals breathe through their noses too. Cockroaches, butterflies and mosquitoes breathe through the air holes in their body. Plants breathe through the tiny holes called stomata present in their leaves. So, my dear students, just check on your face, do you have nose? Yes, you and me, we both have the nose, right? And we breathe through the nose. Just imagine if you hold your nose tight and if you stop, if you block the holes of the nose, will you be able to breathe? No. So, similarly, every different creature has different breathing organs as well. Like we human beings breathe through the nose, similarly many animals like cow, buffalo, lion, tiger, leopard, these all animals have the noses too. But the insects, the animals like cockroaches, butterflies, mosquitoes, so have you seen the noses on their faces? Obviously not. So, where do they breathe from? For their survival, they also have to breathe like we human beings do, through the nose. But if there is no nose on the cockroach, butterfly or the mosquito's face, how do they breathe? Have you ever imagined? Yes, they breathe through the tiny air holes on their body. Now, they definitely don't have the nose, but they have the holes which is called air holes on their body through which they breathe in. Now, here in the picture, they have shown us the labeled diagram so that you can understand properly. As you can see that here is the diagram of a cockroach. Now, here they have shown air hole, how it looks like. It is though very tiny, but it is present on their body. So, cockroaches breathe through their air holes. Now, we discussed about the human beings breathing through the nose and the cockroaches, butterflies, mosquitoes breathing through the air holes. Now, how do plants breathe? Like animals and human beings, plants are also living things, isn't it so? Plants and trees are also living things. We pour the water to them, they grow. But how do they breathe? Every living thing, every living organism will eat, will drink, will breathe. So how do plants breathe? They also have the tiny holes on the leaves, and those tiny holes are called stomata. In short, like we human beings breathe through the nose, the plants have breathing organ called stomata on the leaves. A tiny hole like structure is there which we cannot see through our naked eye. We need the microscope for that, but it is the microscopic picture is shown here. If you can see here, the tiny holes are there, stomata picture is given. So this is how the living things breathe. Again, every different creature has different breathing organs, and here it is written non-living things do not breathe. So obviously non-living things cannot breathe. Have you seen pencil, pen, sharpener or mobile phone breathing in? Obviously not. So I hope that on this page living things grow and living things breathe concept is clear in your mind, which is pretty easy. Just the different ways are shown for the different living beings. Now on the next page, students, the topic is living things need food. Do we eat food? Yes, we do. We at least eat twice in a day unless we have kept any fast. So living things need food. Now whether it is a human being, an animal or any plant or tree, all the living things do need the food. Now let's see what details are given in your textbook. Living things need food to grow. Food gives us energy to work and move. Obviously, if you don't eat food 2 days or maximum 3 days, you obviously are not going to feel rejuvenated. You are going to feel very drowsy and lazy. So food gives us the energy to work and to move from one place to another place. Animals. Animals eat plants or flesh of other animals as food. Now students, as you have already studied that animals, few animals are herbivores, they only eat plants. Few are carnivores, they only eat the flesh of other animals, the skin of other animals. They hunt the other animals. Whereas few are omnivores, they can eat plant as well as the flesh of other animals. So this is the eating habit of animal. Coming on to plants. Plants do not need to go in search of food. They make their own food in the presence of air and water and light. So plants make their own food. Just imagine, plants can make their own food with the help of, in the presence of air, water and sunlight. So students, if you know or if you don't know, but green leaves are called the kitchen of the plant. Yes, kitchen. You know what kitchen is? Kitchen is the area in your home where the mom or the grandmom or anyone cooks the food. Correct. So green leaves are called the kitchen of the plant. Why so? Because in the plant green leaves utilizes air, water and light and prepares the food for entire plant. That is why green leaves are called the kitchen of plant. And this process of making the food of the plant is called photosynthesis. And now in the last line it is written, non-living things do not need the food. Do you feed the food to your mobile phone? Obviously not. Mobile phone only needs the charging, that is the food for mobile phone. But do you give chapati, vegetable to your mobile phone? Will it accept? Obviously not. So non-living things do not need the food because they are man-made. So my dear students, I hope that now living things need food, this concept is clear in your mind, especially for those who failed to watch my previous explanation video for the same chapter. I hope that now you are watching the video and understanding the concept thoroughly. The next topic is living things feel changes. Now again my question will be same, my dear students, are you all living things? Yes, you all are a human being. So you obviously are a living thing. Do you feel changes around you? What will happen if you will go out in this season without wearing any sweater or jacket? You will feel cold, right? Now what will happen if suddenly a hot cup of tea will fall on your hand? You are going to feel hot, isn't it so? So you can feel the change, isn't it? So this is what the concept is of living things feel changes. Let us see in detail, read and understand. We can feel changes around us such as hot and cold weather. In the same way, animals and plants can also feel changes around them. Now, what will happen if you throw a hot bucket of water on dog? Dog will just run away, correct? So even animals and plants can feel the changes in the different way. You might have seen that few plants grow in few seasons only. So every different category of the plant, if you visit to nursery where the plants are sold, if you go there, they will advise you to buy certain plants in winter, certain for the summer, because plants and animals can also feel the changes. So let's see and understand in detail. Animals. Most animals feel or sense changes around them with the help of their sense organs, that is, eyes to see, ears to hear, nose to smell, tongue for the taste, skin for touch and sensation. So, like I said, that like human beings, animals can also feel changes. Now, many animals, like human beings, they have the same 5 sense organs. Which are they? Eyes, ears, nose, tongue, skin. So animals such as ant, cockroach, grasshopper and butterfly have the special body parts called antenna that help them to feel the changes around them. Now if you can see that here the picture is shown of an ant. Ant has antenna. If you can see, here is antenna. Similarly, if you have seen cockroach, let me show it to you again. We saw on the previous page cockroach. Can you see the antenna of cockroach on both the sides? So cockroach, ant, butterflies, they can feel the changes through the antenna on their body. So few animals can feel the changes with the 5 sensory organs like we human beings have, and few like cockroach, grasshopper, ant, they have the special body part antenna through which they can feel the changes around them. So now here plants. Now let's see how plants can feel the changes. In which way do the plants feel the changes? Plants also feel changes around them. For example, mimosa. Plant feels a touch. A lotus flower opens up at the sunrise and closes at night. Plants can also feel light and grow towards it. So my dear students, as previously explained it to you, that when you touch the mimosa plant, the leaves of the mimosa plants closes itself because they can feel the touch of a human being. Similarly, lotus flower, I hope that you all know that lotus flower is our national flower. So lotus flower, it grows, it opens up when sun rises and then it closes itself at night when the sun sets down. So this is how it can feel the light of sun and it grows accordingly. Even my dear students, if you have ever noticed or if you have ever heard, sunflower moves its head towards the sun So this is how the plants can also feel the changes. And here it is written, non-living things do not feel the changes. Obviously, non-living things, they don't feel the changes. Now students, moving on to the topic, living things reproduce. Now, what is reproduce? First question you will ask is, what is reproduce? Sir, what is reproduction? So let us understand. The process by which living things produce more of their own kind is called reproduction. Like pigeon will give the eggs, will lay the eggs, cow will give the birth to the calf, lion will give the birth to the cub. So lion will give the birth to lion only, cow will give the birth to cow only. So the process by which living things produce more of their own kind. We human beings will obviously give birth to a man or a woman, that is to a boy or a girl. Obviously we are not going to give the birth to an animal. So when the living thing produce more of their own kind, that process is called reproduction. So here I hope now you know the meaning of reproduction. Animals. Animals reproduce by either laying eggs or giving birth to young ones. A woman gives birth to a baby, whereas a pigeon and a hen lay eggs from which chicks come out. So here, like I explained you, here they have explained in the same way. Plants. Most plants reproduce with the help of seeds. These seeds grow into the new plant. Some plants like carrot, money plant and potato also give rise to new plant with the help of their roots, stems or leaves. So my dear students, how do plants reproduce? Either by the seeds or the plant like carrot, money plant, potato, they can give the birth to the same kind by the roots, because you know that carrots and potatoes are the plants, they grow underground, they are the root we eat. And here it is written, non-living things do not reproduce at all. Have you seen mobile phone giving birth to another mobile phone? No, we have to buy it. So this is what it is. So my dear students, let us solve few objective questions of this chapter and we will have a lot of fun solving this. Those who are having the textbook, I hope that they are going to solve it in their textbook itself. What do we have to do in the first exercise? Circle the odd one out in each of the following. Odd one means which does not match in the list. Which does not matches in the list, we have to just circle them out. So here the first list is cat, dog, leg, fin. So here the fin is odd one because neither the cat nor the dog has fin. This is the body part of fish. Second list is of book, plant, chair, table. Now which word do you think is an odd here? Is it book or plant? It is obviously a plant because here plant is odd because book, chair and table all are non-living things, whereas plant is a living thing. So plant cannot match in this list, that is why plant is an odd. So we have to circle that. I have done the square, you have to circle or square, whichever way you like, you have to highlight it. Third list is of cockroach, butterfly, mosquito, stomata. So here stomata is an odd one. Stomata is an odd one because here cockroach, butterfly and mosquito, they are talking about all the three insects, all the three animals, they have antenna and they have air holes to breathe in. So stomata does not match here. And the last list is of air, water, antenna, light. So here antenna does not match. So now I hope that you got the reason why I have highlighted antenna here. So moving on to the next question, where we have to just mark T or F for true or false. Let us read and solve it. Mimosa plant opens at sunrise and closes at night. Now does it happens with the mimosa plant? Is this the movement of mimosa plant? If it is true, you have to write T. If it is false, you have to write F. So the correct answer is, if you have written, please check your answer. The correct answer is false. Now you will ask, sir, why? Because lotus flower opens up with sunrise and closes at night, and not the mimosa plant. Mimosa plant, when we touch, it closes its leaves, that is the movement, and not this one. So this statement is false. Next is, some plants reproduce with the help of eggs. Is it possible that a plant will lay an egg? I have seen snake, chickens laying an egg. I have never seen plants laying an egg. So this statement also is a false statement. Moving on to the next question. Non-living things move from one place to another place. Is it possible that your mobile phone will move from one place to another place without any external effort, or if you don't move, automatically will it move? Obviously not. Again, this statement is also a false statement. So with this, my dear students, we have today completed chapter number 6. I hope that you enjoyed the explanation, you understood, you listened to the topics carefully. So in the next lecture, perhaps we are going to understand the next chapter number 7. With this, I end my today's lecture. Thanks for watching the video lecture. Have a nice day, stay safe and keep following all the lectures regularly.